Hi Warriors! I wanted to come back and make another video because I realized that it has been like 3.5 years since I've had my surgery, and there are some changes that I've had to my brain and everything that after 3.5 years I'm pretty sure are kind of just, deficits at this point, and they're kind of just here to stay. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a cold, so stuffy and stuff. So I just wanted to come back and just kind of, reapprise everyone on those, because the first video I made after my surgery was 8 months, and I wasn't really fully aware of what was going on with my brain, and I just wanted to come back and do an update on that. So what I've noticed, and what, just it kind of is what it is. I'm pretty sure I can work on this one, and that's, that would be nice, but it's not like gonna destroy me. I guess if it can't come back, is like the calculation aspect of my brain. For some reason, and my neurosurgeon, he thought this one was odd. For some reason, one of the leads they shoved in there disrupted the wiring in my brain that has to do with like mental math, or that allows me to do like just, it's weird, like mental math. I used to just walk around and just even invent math problems. I would be bored, and sometimes I would literally have this, I'm such a dork. I would literally have these conversations with myself. Like, I'd be walking around in Target, looking for things. This is me shopping, apparently. And I'm like, what if Warren Buffett walked up to me right now and was like, Vanessa, what is 700,969.42 divided by 97? And I'd be like, what if I didn't know the answer? And I would literally sit there and try to figure out what the answer is. Like a total freak. And I would get it. Like, I would get the answer. But this was what I was doing with my free time. Like a psycho. And, I was really good at, like, if something was on sale, like 20% off, or, those tricky tags where they'd be like, oh, this is 3 for $5, or this is 2 for $4, or whatever, and then you have to, but they never really give you like a unit price on stuff. So I was always like all over those, and like, how much should the tip be and stuff like that. So I was always like great at that, and there are other nerdy games I would play with myself, but I'll just leave. I'll spare you guys. But so yeah, I can't really, no, I've got this is what I do now for that. I have a really hard time with mental math now. I can't do it for some reason. My brain gets all like just dumb. The other thing is communication and memory. I know that seems like huge. It's kind of like, I think it's really intertwined with your active, like, let me make sure my volume's turned up. Okay, like your active, like working memory. And it's more so when someone is speaking to me. If there's kind of like a complex type of sentence, like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Like, Susie gets off at 7, but first she has to go to her grandmother's house and pick up a package of beef, and then she's gonna go home and make dinner and drop it off at her friend's house so she can feed it to her dogs, and then go back home and pick up her son. Honestly, I already forgot like half the story before I can like make sense of it, so whatever. But if there's like a complex kind of like sentence with like a lot of things going on that somebody is telling me, it's like my brain is obviously like paying attention to you. Like I'm trying to get all of the facts and everything, but it's like after like a minute, it's like my brain can't keep digesting everything, and then it starts just like smashing me in the face, and then I get stressed out because I'm not able to like just get everything, and I know I'm not getting everything, so I think I'm like starting to freak out because usually it's important, you know, when you're trying to listen to someone. So it's just, you know, like that's not a great situation. Um, I think I've gotten a little bit better at it because I figured out a couple workarounds. Um, at work, one of the things that has helped me like in meetings is if I'm on like a Zoom call or I'm doing like a training video, anything like that, I will request to record it. Recording things has really saved my life because I just, the first time around, like, even with questions, it's like, I know the information a lot of times, but if you ask me a question, it's like, my brain is just, the processing of everything, it's just slower than it should be. So I'm having, it's like I don't completely understand the question the first time around, and I just can't, I can't like get the question answered like in, you know, a timely manner just because my brain now is genuinely processing information slower. So it's weird. Like I will go back and listen to the video and I'm like, wow, like how did you not understand that question? Like, you know, you listen to it now and you're like, yeah, like that makes a lot of sense. You got this. Like, but it's just when you're there, you just have a hard time with it. It's strange, but you know, that's my life now. So I'm working with it. But recording information is genuinely very helpful. Also, if you can find, if this something like this happens to you with like communication and memory issues, if you can find a speech language pathologist that works with adults, which is very, very difficult. I just want to put that out there. I called practice after practice after practice. If you're a child and you have a speech language pathologist or you have a speech issue and a cell phone, like you're in luck because you will find help soon. But if you're an adult and you have an issue, like it's going to be a minute. It's really odd, but it took me a little while. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the test helped me that they gave me initially at the speech language pathology place because it helped me identify that my visual memory is a lot better than like my verbal memory. So I started adding transcripts to like the meetings that I was in, to the videos that I was watching. I started ordering electronic textbooks, so I'm listening to them, but I'm favoring the writing. And that's another clue that kind of indicates that my brain is showing that my visual memory is stronger. So I'm kind of, you know, trying to help like just, you know, that word finding issue right now. It's kicking in. You probably know what word I'm looking for. I'm just going to leave it to you. Anyway, so that's also there, the word finding. That's really annoying when you're trying to write papers in graduate school. So a lot of these issues like really just kind of revealed themselves like a year and a half after my surgery. I started grad school and they were just like, hi, what's up? How are you today? And I'm sorry. And they just reared their ugly heads. And I mean, just, I had the worst time ever trying to write papers. I mean, undergrad professors, I'm sorry right now if you're watching this, but I could literally start writing like a 10-page paper the day that it was due in undergrad. Like I didn't have issues with that. It was, the words were flowing. Now, like after my surgery, uh, like I'm lucky I know my name. Seriously. It's just something is wrong, but it's just so that's different for sure. Just pulling information out of my head, also very different. Um, and the memorization of information, like, it's very difficult for me. Like when I started grad school and, obviously I'm reading at a much slower pace, but I am remembering like none of it for sure. Um, if I stand and read, it's better. If I listen and read like while I'm looking, yeah, listen and read, it's better. If I read and then write notes, it's better. Just that soul verbal memory is just toast for me. It's very strange. Excuse me. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to kind of mention that. That's there for me. Very strange, very, very frustrating. I mean, my first year of school, first 2 semesters, maybe even some third, I probably cried a lot just in my room, just crying, just because I was so angry and stressed out from like not having the same ability that I've had in the past. It just, you know, it just pisses you off, pisses me off. I guess I shouldn't put that on you, it's not fair. So I just wanted to come back and really share, just kind of lay it down for you after 3.5 years. Like, yeah, I mean, the amount of seizures that, I was kind of left with after they did the procedure, I'm still, definitely at a way lower amount. I'm sorry about the brightness and the darkness. It's just my computer. I'm sorry. So there's, oh wow, why do I look like this? Good Lord. So it's still like way lower than it was. It's significantly lower. But if I get like wicked stressed out, they'll definitely get higher. So you still gotta definitely take care of yourself. Anyway, so like I said, like what happened, it's the mental math thing and then just the verbal like memory. That's a major issue. Like, not a major issue. It is to me because it's me, you know what I mean? And I would imagine that like anything that affects you individually, you're gonna feel like is an issue, maybe a major issue to you, at least until you acclimate to it. I clearly haven't acclimated yet. And that's kind of what I wanted to like say is one thing that I still struggle with a lot is just kind of having compassion for yourself, just not being a jerk to yourself about it. It's like you're not dumb all of a sudden. You're not like, like, I'm just going to be limited with my words because I guess, you could easily offend some people here if you use too many adjectives, but I feel like I kind of made a trade, with what I've done, this procedure, for like what I've given up or the changes that have occurred in my brain. But when you get really like frustrated and stuff, you just kind of have to treat yourself like you're a friend, that is having a rough time, instead of just treating yourself like a piece of crap. because I don't know, for some people it could be easy. I hope it's not easy for you. It sucks. But it's crazy. There's a lot of like people and things and like light, out there that like can, make you feel better and make your life better. You just have to not focus so much on yourself and like these new deficits that you have that you think are so big and bright and loud, because a lot of times when you meet a new person, they won't even know, they're not like, oh, you forgot that word, or you didn't, your sentence skipped a beat or something like that. And before, in the past, you would have, Katie Couric'd your way through that entire paragraph. Like, they don't know that, and they don't really care either. So you just have to stop being such a little stuck-up snob about yourself and just kind of move on. Anyway, but another thing, like, I would say, I guess, like, for me, like, I definitely don't regret not having the resection surgery. Like, I canceled the surgery twice. I canceled it once because it was just bad timing for me personally, and I canceled it twice because I had rescheduled it after I lost my position. Well, I got laid off because of COVID, and then literally like a week before I was supposed to do it or something like that, I met a girl doing an art show, and she had had epilepsy surgery, and she like stroked out during surgery. And she was like she was a sweetheart, but she was a completely different person. And if I was walking around like that, I knew that I would be a very sad person. So I was happy that I met her, and I canceled my surgery again, and I won't reschedule it. I think now just doing that SEEG and realizing like, wow, like I don't have the ability to be a human calculator, and also like, my communication is disrupted this much. Like, what would have happened if they took something out of my brain? I know they say like it's not a big deal, like you'll be fine, or it'll just be like this little thing or that little thing, and maybe it will be, and that's amazing. Maybe it'll be incredible, and I hope it is. Sorry, my roommate's screaming. But maybe it won't be, and I don't want to be the won't be, so for now, I'm just gonna continue to not be mean to myself and eat healthy. Apparently, alcohol is very bad for epilepsy, even worse when you have brain surgery. Exercise is really, really good for your brain. Yes, healthy foods, and what else was it? And learning, even though it's really hard. Learning, it's crazy, forms like new neurons and stuff like that. So I got Rosetta Stone for Christmas, and I'm gonna start doing that. And I really like the way they teach, because it's like it hits a bunch of different parts of your brain, and that's really cool for people who have different deficits in different areas. And I think that would be good for people who have self-esteem issues about their deficit. But all right, I'm gonna go blow my nose. You guys continue to be awesome. Take care. Bye.